Hey Bears, so today we're going to continue talking about this concept of finding an unknown, except today we're going to deal with triangles and how to find a missing angle in our triangle. So our learning target is that I can construct an angle given 3 side lengths or 3 angles. Yesterday we focused on the side length portion of that. Today we're going to focus on the angles. And really just here at the bottom I included a few different triangles you might see. Obviously these are more isosceles triangles. These two sides would be the same. We have our right triangles, which everyone's familiar with, equilateral triangles, and then just other triangles that all 3 sides might be different, all 3 angles might be different, and that's okay. So what you guys are going to see is questions that say, okay, like what is that missing degree going to be? So we have 2 degrees given to us. We're obviously looking for x, but we know either based on background knowledge or just from slide 1 that triangles need to equal 180 degrees. So I'm always going to set these up as equations. You guys kind of know if you have your own methods of thinking or own ways that work it out, that's fine. I'm going to show you what works though. So 180 degrees is still going to equal angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3. We can combine our like terms. This is 260 plus x. Subtract 160 from both sides. We end up with 20 equals x. Your x value is 20. Another way that I just think is really fast is if you know 180 degrees are total, subtract the first angle, subtract the second angle, and that'll give you your value of x. So either of those ways kind of work. But again, we're just looking for that x value, and x is going to be 20 degrees. You can check your work. 20 plus 50 plus 110 does give you that 180 degrees we're looking for. So that's when we're dealing with triangles and you get given 2 angles, you're looking for the third one. Take both angles away from 180 is kind of probably the simplest way we can do that. So what happens if we're dealing with right triangles? Well, the same thing would happen, except we would just need to know that a right triangle means that this angle down here that is not given a value. I guess I could have drawn out, the right angle symbol and had those 2 lines there. But if we have a right triangle, it's understood that that's 90 degrees. So we would still have 180 equals 90 plus 30 plus x, or we can take 180 minus 90 minus 30. That can give us our x value as well. That is 180 minus 120 is 60, so x is going to give us a value of 60 degrees. All right, so those are the 2 most common ways that you are going to see. So the last way that you are going to see a version of this described is, okay, what happens if I want an angle outside of that original triangle? So the first thing we would want to do is still look for this interior angle right here. We know the triangle has to have 180 degrees. 480, minus 40 minus 70 is going to be 70 degrees. So this, I'm going to copy this over. This interior angle right here is 70 degrees, but that is not what we are looking for in this case. We want to know what this outside angle is. That we need to kind of go back to last week. We talked about a few different types of angles. We talked about complementary angles adding up to 90 degrees. We talked about vertical angles. They're directly across from each other and they're equal. And lastly, we talked about supplementary angles. They're on a straight line. This angle x and angle 70 make up supplementary angles. This angle plus this one will give us our 180 degrees. So our second equation would be 180 equals x plus 70. Take away 70 from both sides, you get 110 equals x. So sometimes you want the outside angle, sometimes you want the inside angle. Whichever one they're asking for, you may just need what we just talked about on these slides. You may need to think about your complementary and supplementary angles. So those did not go away. They're still here, ready to go. The other few on those notes, if you want to practice them, I think that's a good idea. I do want to talk about this last one because this will kind of lead us into your activity for today. So sometimes you're missing a lot, but still based on our information, we should be able to figure this out. So I'm actually going to start with angle D. If you notice, angle D, if you think about the alphabet, is not first. I could look at angle A. I don't know what that is going to be. I do know angle C is going to be 90. So if we want to start there, we could. That's a right angle. That's 90 degrees. But again, I still don't know A. I still don't know B. But I can figure out angle D. Angle D can be figured out because I have a triangle. So 180 minus 45 minus 60, that's 180 minus 105, is 75 degrees right here. Ooh, I don't know what I just did. There we go. All right, so I have 75 degrees right here. And then 75 plus my 40 degrees plus angle B are going to be my supplementary angle this time. Or, sorry, not supplementary angles, but they do add up to a straight line, so we can figure those out. Supplementary angles are all in pairs. So 180 minus 40 minus 75. Angle B is going to be 65 degrees. And from there, we can figure out angle A. We take 180, take away 90, take away 65. Angle A is going to be 25 degrees, respectively. So that kind of leads you into your activity for today. All right, that activity will ask you to log in with your Google account. That's going to be how you're given credit for the assignments. So make sure you do that. This first part of the assignment, sum of any triangle has how many degrees? We should know that. You're just going to work your way through this little diagram. It does not really matter where you start, just that you can get all the way A through P. Just make sure, I feel like A is pretty easy to solve. Most of these you're given one, if not both of your angles. The second part down here says is a challenge round. You're encouraged to try. It does not hurt you. Try does not mean leave it blank. It means give it your best shot based on what you know. And then hopefully after that we can kind of have a better pace and figure out what's going on. But definitely the second half of this is the challenge round. Give it a shot. If you get a couple wrong, that's okay. Other than that, if you guys, as per usual, if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, you guys have a good day.